If you bought shares through a bank and never opened a brokerage app, your shares are probably not lost. They're just not where you're looking. Hi, it's Chisom, and today I'll be explaining how to recover old shares and move them to your current stockbroker app. A lot of Nigerians bought shares in the past, especially during public bank offers, without ever opening a brokerage app. I am one of those people. My parents are one of those people. So, yeah. Today, many people believe that those shares actually disappeared, but they didn't. They're just not where you're looking. Years ago, many shares were sold through commercial banks, public offer forms, manual processes. You filled forms, you paid money, you received a receipt or allotment notice. At that time, brokerage apps were not really in vogue. And that should tell you that not having an app doesn't mean you can't buy shares. You can. This is very important. When you buy shares, they're not stored in a bank or even in an app. No. I know some of you will say, I bought maybe GTCO shares and I'll go to the bank, and GTCO has nothing to do with it. Not anymore, at least. Because the moment they are done with the first, like the initial public offering, it's out of their hands. Their shares are now between individuals, investors who buy and sell with each other, even through brokerage apps. Nothing concerning the actual company anymore. Those shares are stored in the CSCS, which is the Central Securities Clearing System. I made a video about that. Go watch it. Now, the reason why you can't see your old shares, even now that you have a brokerage account, the first reason is because you probably never linked it to a brokerage account, or you gave incomplete or wrong details during that time, or they were placed in a temporary or suspense account. Either one of those is valid. And either of these does not mean that your shares are lost. It just means you have to make extra effort to get it back. The first step in recovering your old shares is to, first of all, figure out if you have a CSCS account already. Most people that bought shares back then had a CSCS account. They just didn't know about it. So you need to be sure that you don't already have a CSCS. But if you don't, it's not a problem. I didn't, and I was able to recover my Zenith Bank shares, so don't worry about it. First thing you can do is to contact CSCS directly. But I didn't do that, so I'll tell you the format I used. The first thing I did was to go to the eDividend portal to search for my name. Then I found out that my name was with Veritas Registrars. Now I'm giving you a practical example. I'll be showing screenshots. It was with Veritas Registrars. So what I did was to email Veritas Registrars, and they told me that I should contact my broker, which was Meristem. The time I bought Zenith Bank shares, like I recalled, I had to go to my email. This is why you don't delete old emails. Don't do it. Really important ones. I had to go to my old email. I'll be attaching the image here, to search for an email I received after I bought those shares. They were not much, just small shares, about 250 shares of Zenith Bank. The email I received, I figured out it was there. Now, when I received that email, I didn't pay heed to it. I just left it. So I had to go back to that email, find it, and then I saw my broker account number there, which was from Meristem. So I had to now take it and email Meristem itself and tell them that I wanted to move my shares, that I have a clearinghouse number now. I even asked them if they had created a CSCS account for me, and they said no. So I told them I have a clearinghouse number now. So they said Meristem got back to me and sent me a form to fill. Now that form was for Veritas. It was a Veritas something like dividend account form, something like that. So I filled it. I think I'll be attaching it too. So I filled the form, submitted it. Then I informed Meristem that I had submitted the form, and they said no problem, that I should download their broker app, which was Trade, and create an account with them. Now when I do that, I should send them a message with my clearinghouse number. Like I send them an email. So I did that, sent them an email, and told them that I had created an account with Trade. At the time I had created this account, there was nothing there, no detail. There was no CSCS number there because they were still kind of verifying my details. So I sent my clearinghouse number and the email I registered with to Meristem's email. At that time, Veritas had already transferred my shares to Meristem. You understand? Veritas is not a broker, it's a registrar. So they transferred my shares to Meristem. And Meristem, in turn, needed me to create an account with them to make the transfer official to my broker account. So when I sent that email, it took about maybe a week. And then suddenly, they didn't even get back to me. Suddenly, I opened my Meritrade account, and then I saw this. So even though these shares were bought in 2024 during the Zenith Bank public offer, I was still able to recover them even without having any general information about how to get them. All you just need to do is find your registrar, find the broker attached, and that's it. Email them, tell them you have a clearinghouse number or a CSCS that you want them to transfer it to. They can transfer it to your own CSCS if you want. But for Meristem, I just didn't want to go through all that. I just said, no problem. I created an account with Meritrade. And Meritrade is pretty good. It's a pretty good broker. So I'll still be using it after that. And so they transferred my shares to me. So to complete this process, you're going to be needing a valid ID. I think I used my driver's license, if I recall. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. I'll check. You'll need a bank account, which is going to be there when you create the broker account with your broker. You're going to have a bank account for withdrawal. You're also going to need your old share certificate or allotment notice. What I didn't have the certificate or anything. What I had was that email I received. So I took a screenshot and I sent it to them. So at some point, even in the form that that Meristem sent me to fill, like the Veritas form, it was like a transfer approval form. Like I should approve that they should transfer the shares to Meristem, something like that. So in that form, they still asked me for, I think it was contract note or something. They told me to send like a share statement, I think, something like that, from my broker. Now, Meristem, I didn't have that. I had from Bamboo, but I wasn't using Bamboo to do this whole transfer thing. So I had to email Meristem again and told them, oh, they're asking me for this. Meristem sent me one via email. They sent me one. It didn't even take long. Very responsive. And then I took the form and then I used it. I took the document. Then I uploaded it and used it to fill the rest of the form. And that was it. One more thing you're going to need is also your signature. Like I signed my signature on paper, took a picture and uploaded it too. So keep that ready. Now note, this is not instant. It took about maybe 3 weeks, give or take, for this whole process to happen. So don't give up halfway just because it's taking too long. Just make sure you're starting the process right and you're good to go. I'm going to share the email format I used to start my process. So one thing you need to do is never assume your shares are lost. Never pay unlicensed middlemen to help you recover your shares. Don't do it. Don't even pay me. I'm not helping anybody recover. I'm going to give you an email format I used, the email format I used, and you can use that and find yours. I sure hope this was helpful. In our next video, I'll be explaining how to check if you have any unclaimed dividends. And as always, follow me, like, share to your friends who you think might need this, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.